Hello everyone, my name is Osama Ben Marim. I'm an Unreal Engine developer and also I'm an Unreal Engine instructor. So today I want to share with you coin collection system and yeah, let's get started. Yeah, so welcome again. So now, as you can see, I've created uh, an Unreal Engine project using the first person template. Yeah, so let's get started. So I'm gonna create here first of all um, a blueprint folder. Okay, blueprints, and then uh, first of all thing I'm gonna create an actor, which is the coin. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna choose right click, blueprint class, actor, and we're gonna name it BP underscore coin. Then double click on it. So as you can see here in the viewport mode, you could see the visual representation of our blueprint. So for the testing purposes, we're just gonna add a placeholder mesh, which is gonna be a cylinder. Yeah. And then I'm gonna scale it down. I'm gonna turn off the snap. I guess 0.1 is good. Yeah. Compile, save. I'm gonna dock the window here and I'm gonna drop it here. Okay, good. Yeah, so I'm gonna also change the material to look a bit distinguishable, like that. Wonderful. I guess first of all thing, we could do the rotation mechanic of the coin to look natural. So we're gonna do the rotating mechanic, which is rotating the this skeleton, this static mesh by itself. So it's gonna be looking rotating all the time. So let's do this. So we're gonna hit in event graph and then on event begin play. So we want the coin, our coin, to start rolling or start like rotating uh, whenever we hit event begin play. So yeah, I'm gonna drag here. They're gonna all go all the way down to timeline. I'm gonna name it rotation or rotating timeline. Double click on it and we're gonna create a track, add flow to track. I'm gonna name it rot. So in order to our cylinder to be rotating, so we're gonna here, I'm gonna rotate it on the Z axis, as you can see here in the word offset. So go again to the timeline and we're gonna create a curve, which is a linear curve. It has like no 2 points, which is point A. It should be like on 0 and its value, it should be 0 also. And I'm gonna create another point here. By the way, you could create a point by holding shift and create and click like that, or you could right click and add key. So the second point is gonna be point B, and I've set the time here to be 2 and its value, it should be it should be around 180. Yeah, to adjust um, the timeline, we could hit zoom to fit horizontal and vertical. Good to see our timeline here, our curve. So our value will climb from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. That's our curve. So we're gonna limit down also the length of the whole curve. As you can see, it's limited to 5 seconds, from 0 to 5. So since we know our motion is gonna be doing from 0 to 2 seconds, we don't need basically the 3 seconds left. So we're gonna limit down the whole length of the timeline to 2 seconds. Yeah, by the way, if you want to do some cool or polished motion to the curve, you could basically select those 2 points and hit auto. So basically it will add a Bezier to the curve, and it will start accelerating and decelerating here. So good. Now we move back to the I guess we are done with our curve. It's fine. So go back. So as you can see here, it gives us this value, which is the rot. It's gonna be the output of our curve. It's a float value basically here. So as you can see here, we ended up with the value which is like the rotation value, which is a float. So this variable will climb up from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. So in order to make this curve or this timeline repeat itself, or in a loop situation, we should like hit this loop button. This will force the whole timeline, as you can see here, in a loop situation. Second thing, we should grab our cylinder, which is our coin, and set world rotation here. As you can see, this function will set the world rotation of our cylinder. So here we're gonna end up with the rotation or rotator vector of our cylinder. We're gonna need here, since we're gonna rotate on the z-axis, to feed the z-axis to the rotation. Also, since our coin is minus 90 on the pitch value, because like from start it was like that, so we made a rotation of it. So in order to this function, because like when this will gonna be executing, it will force our pitch value to 0, so we're gonna force it to minus 90, and then we're gonna leave the x to 0, which is like that. So it should match, so 0, 90, and the z will be get like the feed from the timeline here. Okay, so let's test. Play. As you can see, our coin is rotating. Good. So we could alt drag our coins and instance them, and the whole coins, all of them will start doing the same motion together. Okay, next step, we're gonna do the collision and the collect mechanic. So what we're gonna be doing is going to our cylinder here, and we're gonna use it as a collision volume. So we're gonna go down, select our cylinder, and we're gonna go down in the detail panel, and then in the collision preset we're gonna hit overlap or dynamic, and then we're gonna go down on the component begin overlap here. So this event will allow us to generate an action or trigger when anything dynamic will enter or will collide or will overlap with our coin. So there is also an event which is like end overlap, which is also responsible to be triggered whenever you exit that collision. So for our case, we're gonna only need the begin overlap. So for the begin overlap, what we're gonna do basically to make our coin collected is we're gonna make it disappear or destroy it. So that's what we're gonna do. So whenever we collide with with our cylinder, we're gonna destroy the actor, which is the target itself, which is representing here the BP coin. So here, whenever I'm gonna collide with my coins here, as you can see here, it disappears. As you can see here. As you can see here, I collected all the coins. Good. Okay. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do is basically to add a counter for our coins, like the total number of coins that we are collecting right now. So what I'm gonna do is to create a user or a widget folder, and here I'm gonna create a user interface, which is widget blueprint and user widget. I'm gonna call it WBP coins. Good. And first of all, here I'm gonna create a Canva panel, and here I'm gonna add a text button, a text input. I'm gonna call it here as for coins 2 points, and then I'm gonna add another text block which will include the number of the sum of my coins, and I'm gonna name it coin underscore text, and make sure that the variable here is ticked. Good. Now I'm gonna go to the player or the first person player blueprint, which is here, and I'm gonna open it. And first of all, I'm gonna create the or display the widget that I created. It's gonna be the BP underscore coin. So I'm gonna, in the event begin play, create widget. So that's the first thing here. I'm gonna select it, and then I'm gonna add to viewport. So that's the first step. And also I'm gonna save the reference of my WBP coin that I'm gonna use it later to increment my coins, and to use the text that, which is the coin text here, to increment my values. So whenever I compile and save and go back, I'm gonna see here the coins, as you can see there on the top right. So yeah, so so let's go back to our coin BP, and then here we're gonna create so since like we know that the only dynamic thing which will collide with our coin, which is the BP first person character, so this function or this event will allow us to know which character has been colliding with our coin. So the other actor input we could basically cast to the first person character. So this is like will act as a check. So if the input of this cylinder begin overlap event will which is like the actor that collided with our coin is gonna be the first person character. So this will go to this cast will succeed, and now we are sure that our coin has been collected by the first person. So here we're gonna go back to the first person character and we're gonna create a custom event. We're gonna call it coin underscore collected. I'm gonna save and go back to the BP coin, and so since now we know that the collided actor is the first person one, and we created the that custom event, so we could call that that collect event custom event. So gonna call it from here coin collected, as you can see here, because it was created in the first person character blueprint here, so we could basically reference to it. So whenever now any coin that is collided or collected by a player will call that event into the player first person player character, and will notify that class that the player has collected a coin. And after that we could destroy it. Of course, there is no point of using the coin itself. So now after the coin is collected, here we could basically increment our value in the coin widget. So we're gonna call the reference of the coin BP WBP, which is here, and then we're gonna say get coin text, and so that gets us our coin text, which is this one, coin text, and we're gonna say set text. So this is will be responsible for displaying our or changing the values here to from 0, 1, 2. Now we need to do the incrementation of our value, which is gonna be who's gonna store it in a variable, which is gonna be coin sum. The values could be an integer, of course. So you're gonna compile and then get and then plus plus. So this will increment automatically our coin, and then it will set the text of our widget, and then it will convert it automatically from integer to a text. So whenever we compile and we save, we go back to our widget, to the playable, and then since it's 0 there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wonderful.